Hello there, I'm Will with Steel Jackal Games, and today we're going to be getting on with Sekiro. This is going to be a bit of a longer episode, given that we've just finished out the tutorial, because Ashina Outskirts takes a while to go through the dialogue of a lot of the characters here, and start up a lot of the additional kind of paths we can take. So this is still in essence designed as a bit of a tutorial level for newer players to learn how to navigate with their new toys, and how to take out groups of enemies and also to explore the dying twice function, essentially, the resurrection function. But first, we are going to talk to the gent who pretty much saved us and has given us this neat Shinobi Prosthetic.
What do you call yourself? Your eyes. The eyes of a wolf who has failed in his duties. Or so it seems to me.
That is not your concern.
Spoken like a true shinobi. I must carve the Buddha. You do what you will.
So here we see the option to return Kuro's charm to avoid additional hardships. But as I said in the previous video, we're going to be giving that a miss because we will be playing without Kuro's charm.
No matter what I do, any Buddha I carve is an incarnation of wrath. Thus is the fate of those who owe a deep karmic debt. You'll understand when you try carving one for yourself one day. So, need something?
Obviously, this guy has incurred quite the karmic debt, because I'm seeing pretty much nothing wood carved. Wood is just all over the shop. Okay, let's ask how we got here.
Why am I here?
All I did was drag you here. Didn't even know if I was dragging a corpse. Couldn't let you get eaten by a pack of wild dogs.
How long was I asleep?
Some time has passed since I found you.
I see.
However, your master yet lives. He's being held prisoner in Ashina Castle. They will soon make use of his bloodline. Looking at you, I'm sure you appreciate the value it has.
Let's follow up with the blood thing, because that's going to be kind of the underlying story element of this entire game. It's to do with the Divine Heir's blood and its unique properties.
What did you mean when you said they'll make use of his bloodline?
I don't know much about him, except the dragon's heritage. There's a special kind of blood by that name, and that blood runs through your master's veins.
So the Divine Heir...
Someone's after him. Might be that the strange things happening to your body have something to do with that.
Alright, that's a bit of interesting dialogue there. And I'm finally going to ask about my new left arm, because as you might recall from the past part, we just lost our arm to Lord Genichiro. Let's see how we got this Shinobi prosthetic.
My left arm. What did you do to me?
That is what I call the Shinobi Prosthetic. A fitting fang for a one-armed wolf. Useless when it comes to carving Buddha, though. You can have it.
Shinobi Prosthetic?
It is no mere replacement for your lost arm. Come to me if you find any Shinobi tools.
Shinobi tools? I see. For this device.
You catch on quick. If you bring me Shinobi tools, I'll find a way to fit them to the Shinobi Prosthetic. Then you'll come to appreciate its worth. I've said too much. Go now.
You know, when you play this game over and over again, you start to see
You're quite the strange one. Yet other peculiar visitors have come to this temple. There's one in the clearing to the right of the gate leading off the temple grounds. Two strangers in strange circumstances. You two might get along.
But yeah, as I was saying, it's interesting, picking up on the ramifications or little hints that their speech gives when you get the full context of their story later on. The reason that the sculptor there just said to go now is because after all this talk of Shinobi prosthetics and Shinobi tools, he was starting to, I suppose, vividly relive some of his glory days as a shinobi himself. Alright, so next up we have a little visit with this lovely lady here, who dropped the letter in the well, if you recognize her from the cutscene.
You truly returned from the dead. The power of the dragon's blood. I never thought I'd see it with my own eyes.
Who are you?
My name is Emma. I am a doctor serving a certain master.
What master?
Forgive me, but for his safety, I cannot reveal his identity. However, my master gave explicit orders to assist you in any way I can. I'm not telling you to trust me. However, I must fulfill my master's orders. The gourd of medicinal water you possess, that was originally a creation of mine. I am a doctor, and I will assist you in that capacity.
A doctor is a handy friend to have, pretty much in every occasion, actually.
You made this gourd.
Yes, it was intended for Lord Kuro, but it seems he entrusted it to you. I'm sure you may have noticed, but the medicinal waters in this gourd spring forth on their own. Even after being emptied, you will find it full again after a short rest.
Yes. Is there a way to improve it?
Bring me gourd seeds.
Gourd seeds?
Yes. Medicinal waters flow from gourd seeds. Adding new seeds will increase the volume of these medicinal waters. If you find any, bring them to me.
All right.
So yeah, this is a relatively familiar mechanic. If you played any of the previous Souls games, akin to basically getting Estus shards and the like. What else do you have to say there, so Emma?
I'd like to make a request.
What is it?
Please show me your face.
What?
This white mark, is it a birthmark?
Could I be standing
No.
closer?
Then that must mean it appears on those who have received the dragon's heritage. Or perhaps it's a symptom.
Are you done?
Yes, that will be all. I'm sorry. That was rather rude of me.
I can understand the curiosity. Alright, and anything else to say?
So, it's not a birthmark.
No, it's not.
Then that must
Okay.
mean it appears. Or perhaps.
Right, we'll let her ponder
Goodbye.
about that for a while. And then the other peculiar visitor that the sculptor mentioned is just up here. A lovely chap by the name of Hanbai, I'm pretty sure. I don't know, I'm just thinking about the panda spirit from Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Never seen you before. Your name? Won't tell me. But you do have the look of a skilled shinobi. A shinobi. Or perhaps... Sir, please heed my humble request. Face me in battle.
None? Yeah, so... Oh. It's just meant to be a polite introductory fight.
Damn.
Gross.
Still alive.
Yeah, so this guy's whole deal is that he cannot die. I'll go into why later on. There's a whole region dedicated to this element of undeath.
That swordsmanship. It was a thing to behold. Few have managed to kill me in such a thorough manner.
What are you?
Some call it undying. Others, infested.
I'd personally say
I can't
quite tall.
die, so I just am. How
Just
about
wait a
you?
couple thousand more years, you'll get yourself an
What
Nintendo
brings
Switch.
you to a rundown temple like this?
1,000 years, 100 years.
Seems you have a lot on your mind. Say, might come in handy for whatever your mission is. A
So
warm
basically,
body
this
that
guy
can't
is
die might
just
prove useful
going
to you.
be acting as a combat tutorial, so he'll show you how to do different moves and stuff.
Very
Given that I do
well.
understand
Right
how the
then,
combat works at
they
this
say.
point, I won't be going through
Come back whenever you
Hanbai's
like.
tutorials,
If you have
but feel free to do so yourself. It is very helpful for kind of getting a better feel for the mechanics of the game. This is the offering box, so if you ever end up like locking off an area of the game or missing something important, it will show up here, and you can like buy that using money. I've never had to use it before. Actually, no, I've had to use it exactly once. Nothing really to write home about. It's just a nice quality of life feature, I think. Alright, and that brings us to the first lit sculptor's idol we see. This is very important because it acts as a bonfire, essentially, if you're familiar with the previous Souls games, or lanterns if you're familiar with Bloodborne. Little description there, lovely job. So we're going to rest up. We've got our gourd, we've got some pellets, which is always great, and we've got our homeward idol if we want to let it keep. So, herein lies, the grappling hook. So the Shinobi's prosthetic grappling hook allows access to normally unreachable places, and a chance to take the high ground. Ooh, I see this man was tutored by Obi-Wan Kenobi himself. Nearby grapple points are designated with a circular symbol. When the symbol turns green, the grapple point is within reach. Alright, so this is the next stage of developing Shinobi mobility, is getting to grips with the grappling hook. On ledge we have to hop up, and then we get a lovely little demonstration of the, I suppose, morning sky, if I'm not mistaken. Near noon anyway, the sun's quite high in the sky. Right, so we're going to have to grapple our way over here, and then we've already made it to our next sculptor's idol. So great, thanks so much for joining us out, guys. We'll hopefully make some more progress next episode. I'm kidding, of course. I'm going to rest here just because it's a pleasant sound effect, and we are going to, I suppose, scout out the surrounding area, and I always like to do that from the high ground, so just jumped over right in there. Go sugar. I'll read the description for that next time I grab one. So, off in the far distance we can see Ashina Castle itself. Over there is the Ashina Castle Gate Fortress. Ooh, I should be able to spot more stuff from around here. This game does a very good job, by the way, of exposing scale and whatnot, and making sure that you feel you are part of this one large region, like this country of Ashina, essentially. Right, so he's on the verge of spotting us. So I'm going to be doing a fairly clean sweep of this entire area, and I'm going to avoid detection from him by just dropping down here. Ooh, the stealth death blow. Yeah, so you can just jump on people and instantly kill them. And to acquire loot is something you have to do manually, actually. So in my case, it's holding the X button because I am using an Xbox controller. Yeah, just picking up items. Again, more pellets to restore vitality. They're a consumable item that, you know, is pretty invaluable, especially when you're going up against take the beating when it comes to playing without crew restraint. Alright, so these guys with the hats, oh Jesus. Alright. These guys with the hats are more of an aggressive sort. Partially golden gentleman. So it means typically a better approach to fighting these guys is using your deflects to build up their posture and then killing them with the death blow from there. This Gen C maybe is not. So I may give him a visit. Alright, thank you very much. I will say one thing, just kind of musing on the voice acting in this game. Everyone sounds really fucking good. Because this is my first time hearing a lot of these voices through English, and they all sound awesome. So, you know, I wish were a native Japanese speaker that I could really grasp how good the voice acting is on their part there. But, thank you very much. Oh shit, you. Yeah, another interesting thing about a game being part of this period of time is that these kind of rudimentary rifles do exist. So we will be seeing people with guns and then later cannons. Go short. Damn it. You know what, I'll just read it now. Because I know whenever I'm watching playthroughs of these kind of games, I do like it when people take a moment to have a look through item descriptions. So Ungo's Sugar is a sugar candy made in the Senpo Temple, containing Ungo's blessing. Ungo being a former champion of Ashina. Temporarily reduces vitality damage taken from physical attacks. Bite the candy to take the Ungo stance to impart its inhuman benediction. By doing so, you endure the excess karma of man from the spirits within. Senpo monks spread this candy across Ashina in honor of her military heroes. Okay, so the monks are basically a whole bunch of Willy Wonka types that just love, celebrating military victories. Ceramic shards are like pebbles in Bloodborne. You just kind of throw them to get the attention of opponents. A Fistful of Ash acts as a way to distract opponents. I'll tell you what, I'll pop that in my quick items bar, and I will make use of that to show it off. Because when I first played through the game, I found the Fistful of Ash very useful, especially against team opponents. Yes, thank you very much. And there's no other people around here, so I'm just gonna hop to this next sculptor's idol. I'll grab those items there in a second. Rest up to get back that little bit of health I lost to that dude with the hat. And okay. Dog around. I really, really like how well the dogs are designed as enemies in Sekiro. Because, you know, in Bloodborne, in Dark Souls, dogs are like the most irritating enemies. But here they're designed to serve a very sensical function, I suppose. Oops. They're designed to perform a very simple function in that they will harass you quickly, and they will alert humanoid enemies to your position. But they only really take a single hit to kill, which is fantastic, because it means, you know, when you do get your hit on this fast enemy, that actually matters if you're thank you. I'll show off the Fistful Flash. So the dogs are weak, but they still perform that similar function of harassment and alerting other enemies, which I think is exactly what they need to be. It is exactly what the kind of game design required to make dogs like aggravating, but also fair. And I think that's at the heart of any of these, like, you know, combat-driven games. Jesus. What you need to do is be fair to your players, because the game is punishing enough already without artificial unfairness. Anyway, have some smoke. So yeah, that'll just distract you for a moment. So you could, I suppose, maneuver around them. Look, I've seen plenty of videos of people using this material, the Fistful of Ash, to their advantage in different ways, to give themselves a little breathing room or anything like that. But here we have the Shuriken Wheel. So this is the first of the Shinobi tools we're going to be getting. And the Shuriken Wheel is a mechanical device made by the mechanical genius Dogen. Oh, cool! So he was a robot. Can be fit into the Shinobi Prosthetic to become a working prosthetic tool. While it is palm-sized, a surprising number of shurikens can fit into the Shuriken Wheel, as the edges were designed for stacking. A fine example of what can be achieved when one matches mechanical finesse with a shinobi's talent. So this item essentially allows us to throw shurikens. So the classic ninja tool. Yeah, and we can go back to the sculptor and he'll slap these on our arm for us. So I'll hop up here, and we're going to just pop back to the sculptor's idol, and we're going to head back to the sculptor himself to slap on this shinobi tool. So back to the dilapidated temple. But yes, the ash has loads of practical uses, including I've seen a lot of videos of people using it to destroy bosses very quickly when combined with like more advanced shinobi tools. So it definitely it's got niche applications, but they can be quite strong.
I found one.
A shinobi tool?
Yes.
I said before that your prosthetic arm was a fang, but by fitting shinobi tools to your arm, you'll be able to change the form of that fang. Thick shields, break them into splinters. Swift foes, bring them down from afar. Fitting more devices means more ways to slay your enemies. If there's someone that needs killing, there's a proper way to kill them. That's all there is to it.
Seems you know this prosthetic very well.
I should calm myself. The more I speak of bloodshed, the more demonic my sculptures will become. Give it
Not all
here.
too angelic yet.
I'll fit that tool for you.
Alright, so let's present the prosthetic and fit a new tool. Lovely, so we're gonna get ourselves a loaded shuriken. Yep, and you know, as anyone familiar with ninjas...
Yes, right. That kind-faced Buddha
Nice.
you see over there. Don't do anything funny with it.
I don't intend to. Prosthetic tools are shinobi tools adapted for use with the Shinobi Prosthetic. They can be equipped in the equipment menu, and using them consumes spirit emblems. Alright, so. Cool, so we're just going to slap in the loaded shuriken and we're going to go from there. How did I not pick it up? That must be annoying someone. By the way, I do want to say I know that like the Dr. Doom was not mechanical, just making a joke. Right. So we are going to travel back to the last location we were at, which was the outskirts wall, the gate path. And we're actually going to encounter, is it our first mini-boss? I suppose like our second mini-boss. Our first mini-boss outside of that like original tutorial area in the Ashina Reservoir. So, up over the roof here. Ooh. Let's do this now. So there's a secret way to drop down into a ledge here that'll give you a pretty... Yeah, I'll do it now because I have this equipped, the Homeward Idol equipped anyway. I'm just gonna pop down here. Oh, I hope this comes along. Ooh. No, I lived. Cool. So you can drop down to this cave here and pick up a bundled Jizo statue. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. Which is a small Buddha effigy bound in red cloth. Raise in prayer between one's palms to restore a note of resurrected power. To enswathe the Jizo statue is to express feelings of parental love. The bundle of cloth is to at least ensure that the little one goes on in peace. Okay, so basically once I die, I suppose, we'll be introduced to the concept of resurrection. Okay, just teleport home. Oh, the Gaijin sugar. The High Simple Priest gave this candy to a band of short but adept assassins. Suppresses sound and presence for a time, making the user harder to detect. Bite the candy and take the Gaijin. I'm sorry, I just can't. Whatever. The Gaijin stance to impart its inhuman benediction. And the assassins do Senpu's dirty work. Once hired guards, now extensions of the monk's will in their quest for undeath. So yeah, those monks are up to shit. I mean, you leave a bunch of bald dudes with nothing better to do than pray up on a mountain for too long, and you're guaranteed to get some wacky shit coming out of there. Homeward Idol it is, and we're gonna head back to the last commune idol, because I just want to hop down that cliff and grab that item. You know, it actually reminds me there's another item I might want to grab just before we take on this mini-boss. Yes, I'm also going to be able to show off the Shinobi tools, so we'll get to see how the shuriken plays and what it's good for and what it's bad for. So, I have 5 spirit at the moment. Is there a dog anywhere nearby? So dogs, remarkably vulnerable for the shuriken. It's almost a surefire way to just kill them with the utmost ease every time. It's a very useful weapon in that regard because dogs, you know, if they're giving away your position, if they're harassing you, being able to dispatch them readily is always very advantageous. Okay, so there's another cliff down there, yeah. Let's say hello to this gent. Or rather, not say hello as much as sneak up behind him and stab him in the neck. Ah, I'm off the cliff. Oh, you know, I do have to mention that I do actually like that about Sekiro. So a lot of these ooh, I'll read the description first, then I'll go back to what I was saying. Akko's sugar. Sugar candy made in Senpo Temple, sustaining Akko's blessing. Boosts attack power for a time. Bite the candy and take the Akko stance to impart its inhuman benediction. The spirits embody excess karma. One must bite down hard on the candy to endure what has been brought to pass. Right. Okay. What was I going to say? Yes, about how Sekiro's platforming is actually quite forgiving. So I'll demonstrate it here. So you can like run at the cliff for a little bit before it brings you over the edge, and even when you do fall off, you do only lose a smidgen of health. So it's quite forgiving in that regard. You can jump off the cliff a couple times, because we all make mistakes whilst platforming, essentially, and the worst that's going to happen is you are going to lose some health and maybe get a little frustrated. But I think it's a much needed forgiveness for how much platforming the game does present you with, and the idea of just slipping off ledges here and there when you need to make very narrow jumps sometimes. I'm glad they included it as a feature. That's definitely an important, necessary quality of life adjustment they made for the player. Anyway, no further distractions, no sugary or bundled distractions. We are going to fight this gentleman down here. I believe he's a general in the Ashina army. And of course, fighting him fairly is a stupid thing to do because that's not what ninjas are all about. So as you can see, actually, from the lock on screen, that he has 2 of these death markers. So you're able to remove one of these by attacking him stealthily, and then you have to finish him off, engaging him in honorable combat, essentially. So, whoa. Alright, he heard nothing. Thank you for this. Lovely. So this guy has perilous attacks, which I will... we'll talk about it. General Nelmori Kawarada. Yeah, I get my stab in there. Cuts as well. Oh, a big ass sword, actually. Ooh. Okay. There we go. It's like on my part. Oh, that wasn't. That was. That was not. Oh, my posture's broken. He's about to grab me, and uh-oh. So, the safety roll. Okay, cool. That was a perilous grab attack. And I'm going to have a bad time with this, because I've died. This is where we...
Loyal wolf, take my blood and live again.
This is where we see the resurrection feature. Take long. And mini-boss enemies are aware of... Okay, so I'm opting not to just straight up die and lose my experience or whatever, so I am going to be running back to this sculptor's idol to heal up. Once I rest here, he will know nothing of my existence. All the dogs will forget I was here. We'll all have a jolly old time. Alright, so let's get that another whack. Now that we have all these nodes of resurrected power. So, running down and around him. Yeah, so he used a perilous grab attack, which is almost a guaranteed kill out the gate at this level anyway. If I could jump, that'd be awesome. Okay. It is important to move up aggression. I suppose I was being a little bit more patient than I would have jumped on that completely by accident. No, fuck it. He covered some of his posture. Oh well. Not again. Stabbing. The stabbing attacks deal more vitality damage, and he has to deflect. Oh, my posture's been broken. Turn around. Find that. Keeping up the attack is important before breaking the posture. I was taking a little bit slow to kind of see if I could bait out any perilous attacks, but in the interest of just, getting past this guy and moving on to more interesting enemies, just gonna take him out there now. The prayer bead. So these are little upgrade items. Oh, sweet accord seed. I'll read the description now, and I'll go back to describing the prayer bead. A seed from which healing waters continuously spring forth. Give to Emma to increase the maximum uses of the healing gourd. The twisted gourd of medicinal waters was known throughout Ashina since long ago, but it was the extraordinary healer Dojin and his pupil Emma who discovered the self-replenishing natures of this seed. Lovely job. I'll take your cash too. And also wonderful, we've just hit our first skill point. I'll go back to the sculptor to chat about that in a bit. Yes, so the prayer bead. The function of the prayer bead is it's essentially an upgrade item for your health and your posture. So getting 4 prayer beads allows you to upgrade your health and posture to the point where not yet. I can kill you first then. So you can basically, I think, double or triple your starting health And it just it's makes the game just more. You may have noticed that this guy had detected me eventually. He had gone yellow in the bar here. But if they've only gone yellow, if they've only gone yellow, you can still sneak attack. Gotta keep an eye out for the right guy. Take that thing. I'm gonna use a I'm gonna hang off this ledge. Drop down. Oh, hello. Hi, big fella. Yeah, beating those guys in fair combat this early on is rough. So I'm not even gonna risk that biscuit. Oh, there's someone else who's been notified of my presence. Yeah, I'm not really doing the stealth bit of this too well, am I? I'm not a very good shinobi yet. Well, amiibo balloons just increase various kinds of item discovery. What else? Increase item discovery. Increase the rate at which you can gather spirit emblems from enemies. Increase the amount of like gold of sen you can get from enemies. So those are handy little objects for when you want to do some farming. Okay, that dude with the kind of the straw cloak, he's a risky business if I ever saw it. He is one of the newer variants of enemies. Tell you what, I'm gonna. Is that guy gonna see me? He may do. Can I jump up here? No, not need. If I can grapple though. There's someone right here. Yes, lovely. So, goodbye, rifle boy. Ceramic shard for getting attention. Person. I just can't see. Stealth, because that makes my life way easier. Oh, hadn't even seen you. Alright then, Skippy, come at me. Yeah, as you can see, shurikens against enemies who are able to block or even deflect is... they're not ideal. There we go. I am using up all my pellets here, but like, I'm imagining that I won't be too short on them if I just kind of pace myself as I pass through these areas reasonably. Okay, there's something smoky going on over there. There's the cliff we dropped down on a little bit earlier, so we will be looping around there again. As with all these Souls games, there is kind of a very cyclical nature to the level design. It loops back on itself, shortcuts can be opened up. It's very, like, I really appreciate the level design, and also I suppose the contextual storytelling of the area. I mean, like, so here's something fascinating. I don't know if you noticed this earlier on, but this region is kind of cut off from surrounding terrain. So this Ashina Outskirts portion is very much on a giant column of stone. These columns are separated by very large ravines, which gives the Ashina people like a lot of gives the Ashina a lot of defensive positioning, geographically speaking. But you'll notice that even bridges have been broken down because the Ashina are expecting war. So rather than allowing anyone to just walk their troops in, they're gonna be like, you know, you gotta bring your own bridges if you want in. Oh, chickens! Hello, chickens. Oh, these are fucking terrifying chickens. It will kill me. It will outright kill me. Yeah, these chickens are not chickens. I wish they were, but I've died to these birds far more often than I'd like to admit. Any more chickens? No. Okay. I see items. Give me items. Oh, Litecoin purse. So this is a purse filled with a small amount of sen. It can be used to acquire the sen inside. It has a somewhat satisfying weight to it. The sen in this purse is not lost upon death. So you can buy these coin purses from merchants throughout the world. And this is a very good way to... how would I put it? It is a very good way to save sen if you're on the verge of dying. Oh, you're not looking too great. So yeah, if you're at a vendor and you have a lot of excess coin, just buy coin purses, because it means that even if you do die, you know, no harm, no foul. Also, I'm seeing that dude up there with his didgeridoo, and I'm not looking forward to approaching him directly, so I won't be. Anyway, this little lady is rattling a bell over here, but I'm gonna talk to this guy first.
Who is it? Is somebody there?
Yes.
That voice. No. Could it be? Sir, my name is Inosuke Nogami, a vassal of the Hirata family. Or at least I was. I ask a favor. Might you look in on the old lady in that house? She's my mother, but her mind is failing. She cannot tell one from another.
You're not looking too hot. You know, there's all of these soldiers patrolling here. Are you covered in blood? You've got to be covered. That's blood, right? That's not just, you didn't just choose to dye your clothes this way. Like, this man needs medical attention. He's one of you. I don't understand why this guy is so crippled and so here. And, you know, I'll admit I don't actually have a full understanding of why all these buildings have been destroyed either. They could be like quite useful for military garrison, because these are the outskirts. You expect some people to be. I suppose some people are living here. Just, you know, a crippled, blind, covered in blood dude and some crazy lady with a bell. Do not a village make.
Oh, is that you, Inosuke? My son. Have you seen the young master?
I'm not your son.
I am not your son.
There you go again, Inosuke.
Classic
You
Inosuke.
always tease that I'm getting senile, but a mother knows her own son. Well, anyway, take this bell. It's a charm I made with the young master in mind. Please, offer it to Buddha for his sake.
It's not a sound effect. I'll take the bell. The young lord's bell charm. A bell charm received from an old woman who asked that it be offered to Buddha. Bell charms protect their holders through Buddha's divine protection. If one finds themselves the owner of another's bell charm, offering it to Buddha on their behalf is common courtesy. The sculptor of the dilapidated temple can advise on how it should be offered. Alright, so we will take care of that very soon, but I am going to push forward a little bit. Actually, you know, yeah, I can do it. Okay, so here I'm going to start risking it. Or take a little sneaky route down here around this crag-side mountain path. Okay, I'm still alive. And I'm still alive here. Great. Oh, that platforming section has killed me more times than I would care to admit. As you can actually see by the triangle symbol there, that grapple hook actually brings you through the grapple objective. So the circles will bring you directly to the grapple point, but the triangles will actually just kind of carry your momentum through. Anyway, having absolutely, or rather, wanting to have absolutely nothing to do with this fucking gentleman. Honestly, I could not tell from the sound. I have slit their throat. Oh, lovely. I forgot that. Here, can you give me some iron as well? Oh, black gunpowder. Okay, cool. Because they have a devastating long range and even close range fighting style that I am not down to jive with. So, I'm going to take out these guys just for experience, because more experience you see. Pay no attention to the penguins operating behind the shroud. Okay, lovely. Just yeah, that's it. Walk away. There's a little bit of waiting to time these correctly. I will be taking out this guy first because, you know, I'd rather not wait for the deflects. Have I just fucking... Nope, I managed to do it anyway, even though I have fucked up pretty much every single drop. Seriously. Yeah, let me take out this guy, he'll be way easier. No, fuck it. Go back to walking up to here. Walk away. So you can use this stealth mechanic to sneak up on people and extract sweet vengeance. These more rudimentary enemies, they don't expect you to come back. Stronger ones will notice it, like that mini boss from earlier, but you know, it is what it is. And with no further enemies, I suppose, other than a chicken, but like, fuck, I'm not gonna fight that. Actually, I suppose I have shurikens. I could try out the shurikens on it. Yeah, why not do that? There's just as you can like see the blue just over there. There's another sculptor's idol right there. So I'm gonna take out this chicken. It's not as vulnerable as I would have hoped, but also I have like nothing better to spend these great on. Yeah. I'm gonna hop down here actually first. Speak with this little chap.
Ah, I know you. Yeah. You're that good Sir Shinobi, sir, huh? Well, I haven't seen you since, well, since that night.
What night?
We have a one-night stand?
You don't remember?
No.
Oh, I see. You don't remember. Listen, sir, you and I, we've met before. I was a thief back then. But those days are behind me. Now, I'm an upright and honest merchant. Only problem is, I'm broke. And being broke, I don't have anything to sell. So, good sir, would you mind lending me just a few coins to get my business going? I'll stock something useful just for you. You bet I will. And as a little bonus, I'll tell you all about that night.
So
What do you think? Pretty good deal, right?
So this lovely gentleman is giving me exclusive rights to invest in his brothel, and apparently he will tell me about the night of my first kiss, which is very exciting. So I suppose that's worth the 10 cents.
Here's some coin.
Thanks, good sir.
Now talk.
Yes, of course. That night.
Ooh,
So my gang broke into the Hirata.
Oh, there was a gang. Wow.
Well, as you're aware, the Hirata family is part of the Ashina. Now, normally they'd mop the floor with petty thieves like us. I mean, no sweat. But it just so happens we broke in during a battle. Yeah. Almost all the young samurai were away from home. And it was a prime opportunity.
Don't like the way he says prime.
Then we started a fire and cleaned out the place. That there's when I met you. You were looking for something. At least that's what it looked like to me. Well, that's all I know about that night.
I see.
Yeah. That look you're making now. You had that same look on your face that night. You still looking for something?
It's just kissy noises.
Listen, good sir. For a price, I might be able to tell you some other tidbits you might find useful. For a price, of course. I'm a merchant now, you know. So
I'm going to pass
I'll
on the
procure some
information
goods
for
with
now.
the coin you gave me.
Some
Look forward
goods.
to it, good sir.
I like this humble, trustworthy pimp. He's now my friend. Oh, a spirit animal and a red thing. Okay, this is story relevant.
This man was from Hirata. I must pay my respects.
Lord Kuro,
Lady Emma, are there other Hirata survivors?
there are very few of us left.
I see. Apologies. There's no end to those who seek the dragon's heritage. This was their fate. Because of those that pursued me. I didn't mean to involve them.
Yeah, so sorry, just to sum up, the Hirata estate was like just a part of the Ashina territory where there were a number of, I suppose, important people being kept. They were living up in the Hirata estate. And tragically, the Hirata estate was attacked and a lot of people lost their lives. And we can now kind of tell from this remnant that Hirata estate was attacked because people wanted Lord Kuro. And, you know, when... I'm quite sure he's an immortal child, something like that, but all the same, for such a compassionate soul, like, it cannot be an easy burden. Okay, so, rest up here. Ooh, enhance physical attributes. Oh, because I now have the prayer beads, lovely. Rest up. So, I don't know if you see that gentleman over there, but he's like me, he's Irish. And the Japanese have locked him up for some strange reason. And we're about to find out.
I don't feel safe with that big bastard just tied up next to us.
Sure, the
I'd
man's just
rather
eating
not be
potatoes
gravely
left and
injured
right.
just before the war begins. Ah, if the worst happens, only choice is to use fire.
It's true.
Those
Use
red
pale.
eyes
He'll
fear
burn very
fire.
fast.
That's what the Lord's proclamation said. Proclamations? What a joke. Ashina sure has a funny way of preparing for war.
I mean, if you're recruiting the Mad Dog Irish, like, you're obviously doing something right. Anyway, I'm taking out this guy first because he is way tougher than that little dude. Oh, I'll fight one of these properly, I assume. Are you actually going to attack me? No. Finish you off with that blow. Right. And lovely, I confirmed that second point there. Yeah, okay, so grab attacks. Now that's just I'm gonna take this fight down here. Just for some inconvenience. This fight is, I'm not gonna say it's true. Once you understand how to keep your distance, it becomes doable. Oh. So, you know, I'm thinking this actually might be a decent point to leave off, because I'm going to be asking you guys in the comments kind of what I should do next. Should I just brute force this guy, because he's currently locking off the next area? You can see a bit of a fog come up there. Should I just brute force this guy, take him out as I am, or should I pursue an alternate? Because the bell that old woman gave us, whoops. I think that, well, not dead, but like, jumped on her. Ah! Jesus, that scared me. What are you doing? Go back here, whilst I talk. The bell that old woman gave me unlocks a section of the game that I can do otherwise. So I can do that too, and I'll get stronger. I'll get some items that'll help me take out this guy. Let me know what you want to see in the comments. So yeah, okay, well, yeah. Let me know what you think in the comments. Should I just fight the Chained Ogre outright? Should I finish off my kin, my blood? Or should I go to Harada State, pick up some more sweet Shinobi tools, and learn more about what happened at Harada State? Okay, thanks very much, guys. See you next time. Ta-ta.